The crowd roars. The loudest voice, the most extreme, shines brightest on our screens. You've noticed it, haven't you? That slow, creeping suspicion that what gets rewarded isn't what's good or true or beautiful. But what if this isn't just a modern problem? What if a philosopher from the 1800s saw it coming? This strange world where attention flows to chaos, where depth drowns beneath spectacle. Have you ever wondered why you feel that pull to perform rather than to be? Why the authentic voice inside you seems to grow quieter each passing year? Society has built an intricate machine that feeds on your worst impulses. It harvests your outrage, your vanity, your fear. It teaches you to chase what glitters rather than what endures. Look around. We celebrate those who shout, not those who listen. Those who take, not those who give. Those who perform their lives rather than those who live them deeply. Friedrich Nietzsche called it the last man. His prophecy of a humanity that would choose comfort over growth, distraction over depth, the herd over the heights. He saw us becoming smaller, safer, more alike. He wrote, "No shepherd in one herd. Everybody wants the same. Everybody is the same. Whoever feels different goes voluntarily into a madhouse." Does this not describe our age with terrifying accuracy? Your phone buzzes. Another notification. Another chance to be seen, liked, validated. Another moment stolen from the quiet depths where your true self waits, growing fainter by the day. What is being rewarded in you? Is it your patience, your depth, your capacity for silence? Or is it your ability to perform, to provoke, to produce content for the endless machine? The market values what can be measured, packaged, and sold. But your soul, that wild, untamed thing inside you, resists all measurement. It cannot be optimized or monetized or turned into data. Nietzsche understood that societies don't just happen. They are designed to produce certain types of people. And ours produces performers, consumers, and spectators, not creators, thinkers, or lovers of wisdom. When was the last time you sat in perfect stillness, with no screens, no distractions, no voices but your own? When did you last allow yourself to be bored, to be silent, to be nothing at all? The mirror of social media reflects back not who we are, but who we pretend to be. We craft personas like masks, held before our faces so long that we forget what lies beneath. You feel it in your bones. This exhaustion from the endless performance. This nagging doubt that perhaps you're building a life for others to see rather than for you to live. Consider the desert. Vast, silent, seemingly empty. Yet in that emptiness dwells a different kind of fullness, a clarity impossible to find in the noise of civilization. Your mind needs such deserts. The rewards that matter most cannot be displayed. They live in moments of connection, in silent understanding, in the courage to stand apart when the crowd rushes toward the cliff's edge. Nietzsche's concept of the will to power is often misunderstood. It isn't about dominating others. It's about mastering yourself, about becoming who you truly are despite what society demands you become. When you speak your truth quietly, without need for approval, you become dangerous to systems that profit from your insecurity. Your contentment is their bankruptcy. Your self-sufficiency, their downfall. The algorithm rewards extremes, outrage, sentimentality, spectacle. It has no capacity to value nuance or depth. Yet you are a creature of infinite nuance, a being of unfathomable depth. Notice how society's rewards pull you away from yourself. The promotion that demands more hours. The social platform that harvests your attention. The consumption that promises fulfillment but delivers emptiness. You've been taught to fear the shadows, those parts of yourself deemed unacceptable, unmarketable, and profitable. Yet in those shadows lie your greatest strengths, waiting like seeds in dark soil. The truly revolutionary act in our age is not to scream louder, but to cultivate silence. Not to accelerate, but to slow down. Not to connect more, but to disconnect strategically. He who fights with monsters should look to it that he himself does not become a monster, Nietzsche warned. How often have you become what you claim to oppose? Our outrage at others often masks our disappointment with ourselves. Our judgment of others' performances distracts us from our own inauthenticity. The noise we create drowns out our inner voice. The storm of information that batters you daily isn't an accident. It's designed to keep you reactive, insecure, and hungry for validation. A calm mind cannot be so easily manipulated or sold to. When you step back from society's reward system, something strange happens. You begin to hear yourself again. Your true desires emerge from beneath the program once you've been taught. Consider the ocean, vast, powerful, and indifferent to human judgment. It doesn't perform. It simply is. There's something of this quality in every human soul before society reshapes it. The greatest artists, thinkers, and visionaries throughout history shared one quality. They stepped outside the reward systems of their time. They created not for applause, but from inner necessity. The machine needs you distracted. It needs you comparing yourself to others. It needs you believing happiness comes from outside yourself. Because if you found it within, what could they sell you? Nietzsche's Übermensch wasn't a tyrant but one who creates their own values rather than accepting those given by society. One who stands in the wilderness of freedom and isn't paralyzed by its vastness. If this resonates with you, perhaps you're already feeling the first tremors of transformation, that subtle shift when you begin to value what can't be measured or displayed. What if you began living as if no one were watching? What if you chose what matters to you rather than what impresses others? What if you valued depth over reach, quality over quantity? Those who live authentically find themselves strangely powerful, not with the brittle power of status or wealth, but with the quiet strength of those who cannot be bought or manipulated. In the silence between your thoughts, in the space between your breaths, there exists a freedom no algorithm can touch. A part of you remains wild, untamed, beyond society's reach. The fire of authentic being burns differently than the flashy lights of performance. It's steady, warming, illuminating. It doesn't demand attention. It simply transforms darkness into light. Notice how others respond when you stop performing, when you listen deeply, speak truthfully, act with quiet conviction. Some will be uncomfortable. Others will be drawn to the rare flame of authenticity. In a world of performers, the authentic person stands out not by trying to stand out, but by forgetting to try at all. Their presence carries a weight that no performance can match. There's a strange paradox here. When you stop seeking society's rewards, you often receive them anyway. But now they can't control you, because you no longer need what they offer. The masks we wear become our prisons. Each performance reinforces the walls until we can no longer find the door. But there is always a way back to yourself. It begins with awareness. Imagine standing before the mirror, removing each mask you've worn, professional, social, digital. What face would you finally see? Would you recognize those eyes looking back at you? We fear our own depths because we've been taught that what sells is surface. But the surface is where storms rage while the depths remain calm. Your true power lies in those depths. Become who you are, Nietzsche challenged. Not who you should be. Not who others want you to be. Not who algorithms reward you for pretending to be. But who you, in your essence, are. The journey inward requires courage. Society offers no maps for these territories. No likes for reaching the destination. No shares for what you discover in the silence of your own heart. Consider what might happen if you lived one day completely free from society's reward systems. No seeking approval. No performing for others. No measuring your worth by external metrics. There's a freedom in this that few experience. The freedom of self-authorship. Of writing your own story rather than performing a script handed to you by market forces and social expectations. The world doesn't need more performers. It needs more witnesses. Those who see clearly, speak truthfully, and stand firmly in their own ground while allowing others to do the same. If this perspective speaks to you, stay with us on this journey of unbecoming all you were never meant to be, of remembering what you've always known beneath the noise. The higher we soar, the smaller we appear to those who cannot fly. Nietzsche's words remind us that authentic growth often means becoming invisible to those still caught in old patterns. Your life is not a performance to be rated but a mystery to be lived. Not content to be consumed but a question to be answered with each choice, each moment, each breath. In the end, perhaps Nietzsche's darkest prophecy need not come true. Perhaps enough of us will choose depth over distraction, authenticity over approval, the difficult truth over the comfortable lie. Perhaps you will be one who chooses differently, who rewards in yourself not what shines brightest on screens, but what burns steadiest in your heart. Not what echoes loudest, but what resonates deepest. The question remains, hanging in the air between us. Will you continue to chase the rewards that diminish you, or will you become the person who no longer needs them at all?